Let's talk about the Battlefield 6 open beta that just happened over the weekend. I got a chance to try the early access I've been playing since last Thursday. I usually get maybe a game or two in, and I usually play it with my friends, so my experience might be different from someone who plays solo. To start, let's talk about the things I found good. Overall, I do think the game is extremely fun. It has been a long time since I've played a shooter. I think my last one was Overwatch, and I did try Battlefield 2042, but I couldn't get into it. But Battlefield 6, I had a very good time, especially with friends. When I played some solo games, that's where I found myself not enjoying it as much, but it could be due to various different aspects. To continue on the good stuff, I think the gunplay feels phenomenal. The guns feel good to shoot, and they sound amazing. Now, that doesn't mean all guns were good. There were some discrepancies. Some guns felt overtuned, others undertuned. For classes, I played every class, but I mostly stuck with support and assault. I was kind of confused with the support class. It feels like they want you to hunker down with the support, putting up a wall throughout a supply bag, hunker down, suppress people with an LMG. Then you also have your defibrillator, so you have to revive people. And with how the small maps work, you tend to see a lot of people rushing and zerging certain areas, so you will be surrounded by dead bodies that you need to revive. Maybe not need, but you would want to revive, which is what I did. I was constantly on the run with my defibrillator. It was pretty rare that I would put down a wall and hunker down. We were usually always on the move. I guess the wall is probably good for when you're trying to cap a point and you make a quick choke point, but I don't know. I'm curious what the other gadget supports will have. So we'll see during class release. The other class I played a lot is Assault class. Very interesting. You can have your main rifle and then your gadgets. Surprising that a shotgun is considered a gadget, but maybe I need to play more to really, jive with it. But you can either have that or you can have two different rocket or grenade launchers at the same time, which also felt a little unbalanced, but it was still fun. I feel like Assault class doesn't have enough ammo though. They need more magazines. Kind of weird they only have 3. Should have like maybe 4 or 5, but whatever. When I was playing with my friend, he usually played the Assault class and he usually runs out of ammo pretty much immediately. So if I wasn't playing support, he would just have no ammo. So I think that needs to be adjusted. I don't really have too much to say for the classes. I think for engineering, they had the engineer have the capability of holding both the RPG and the surface-to-air launcher. But I think on release, they said they are going to adjust that, so you're going to have one main gadget, which is a good idea. Having both launchers seems a little overpowered, in my opinion. Weapon customization isn't bad. I think there's definitely a lot of options you can use to adjust your weapon to your personal play style, which is good. I mainly focus on unlocking things for the M4. I did try the other weapons, and I guess I'll just talk about it now, some of the bad stuff. A lot of the guns need tweaks. First off, shotguns are very overtuned. You look at a guy, you left click, and they're gone. Done. Donezo. So I think I heard someone say that they are going to adjust the shotguns, which should be good. Because if you're going into close quarter combat and you're up against a shotgun, you lose. And of course, you'd say it makes sense. Shotguns are pretty well known to be used in those kind of scenarios, small hallways, trenches. But when my rifle says it's good for close range, I would expect it to be good at close range. So I don't know. A little adjustment for the shotguns would be nice. RPGs are kind of broken, not overpowered broken, but just broken. If you launch it at a group of enemies of infantry, it usually doesn't kill them, which is weird. So that probably needs to be fixed. Suppression mechanic could use a lot of rework. Right now, suppression prevents healing and reinforcements, but it's still easy for the enemy player to shoot back. So maybe if you could debilitate the enemy with suppression, Because otherwise, the light machine gun that we had access to was very underwhelming. You don't do as much damage, suppression is meh, and it takes too long to aim down sight, so I think light machine guns definitely need a lot of adjustment. One other point, tanks get killed really fast. Really fast. So maybe tanks also need a health adjustment, because one engineer can take it out really quickly from what I've been experiencing. There were a lot of bugs as well. One particular one, I'm not sure if it's a bug or if it was intended. So I think in the Cairo map, where there's a whole overpass above you, you can apparently jump up some rooftops and some antennas, and you can get up there and you can just have positions all across the rooftops. Again, not sure if this was intended, but I found it kind of annoying. There's already a lot of verticality that we need to worry about, and then you add on the rooftop. It makes it a little hard to keep track of everything going on, because you can just essentially be shot from anywhere on the map, up, down, left, right. Maybe they can crawl under the ground at some point. You know, the rooftop part of Cairo is a double-edged sword. It's going to be annoying for both teams. For the opposing team, if enemies are on the rooftop, that means you can expect a majority of the players to all be on the rooftop, meaning they won't be capping anything. So it was easy for me to win matches when the enemy were just hiding on the overpass, doing jack all, which was great. Downside of it, if you're the team that has the capability of getting to the rooftop, you have no one capping points. So that's also annoying. So I don't know, again, if it was intended or not, but we'll see. I'm not one to run up rooftops and wait. That's why I never played Recon. I'm not much of a sniper. I enjoy fighting for points and grabbing objectives. That's what I enjoy doing in Battlefield. So yeah, plenty of bugs, but I'm sure they have a good list of all of the ones that they need to fix, but definitely not the light of the almighty God of all that we determine good and beautiful. So in the beta, we only had access to the small maps. I didn't hate them, but the amount of zerging in all of the game modes was kind of insane. You would just spawn, run to a point. If you die, you just go back. It didn't feel very tactical. It just felt like we were just sprinting in. I think everyone's just coming from Call of Duty and how fast-paced that game is. So we're kind of just throwing bodies onto the points. Still not sure how I feel about that, but very curious on what larger maps will be like. I do hope they allow us to play on large maps in the next open beta. So looking forward to that. Also very interested in what the different class skills will have as well, because it looks like you can change them in the loadout section. So I do want to see what other classes we got. That's my experience of the first open beta. The game is fun. I am having a good time. It is a fun time. Guns feel good, sound good. I enjoy the short TTKs, the time to kill. I enjoy how fast it is, mostly because I'm bad at shooters, so easier it is to kill them, the better for me, right? I hate the feeling that I'm always going to be surrounded no matter where I am on the map, even if I'm on my side of the map. You can just expect someone behind you. Very annoying, but I think that's just how the game is going to be. And that's how it is. Let me know in the comments. You guys play the open beta? What do you think? What do you think should be adjusted? Do you care about the closed weapons or open weapons? Do you care about being able to use any gun on any class? I personally don't care. I just enjoy playing the guns I want to play, but I know everyone has a different opinion on that. So let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. See ya.